Welcome back to the Hot 7 Nightly News. Thank you for staying with us. Numerous reports reaching Hot 7 News indicated that a recent M-plate prohibition sign recently erected near the Bois de Wash bypass has been removed. With just a few hours until a much-anticipated meeting between officials of the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Gros-Islet Minibus Association scheduled, the Hot 7 News crew took a trip to the location to investigate the matter. Solange Alfred was on the scene earlier today and filed this report.
The recent installation of a sign near the Bois de Wash bypass area caused quite a stir with Gros-Islet minibus drivers. The sign erected prohibited M plates from entering into the bypass area. In a previously aired interview on Hot 7 TV with President of the Gros-Islet Minibus Association, Danny Edward, he insisted that if dialogue was not forthcoming with officials, action would be taken. Reports reaching our desk indicated that the sign behind all the commotion has now been removed. The Hot 7 crew sought to verify, and as it stands, the M-plate prohibition sign is still erected at the site. Speaking with Edward, he declined to comment on the matter. However, he assured that a meeting with Ministry of Infrastructure officials will happen on Wednesday evening. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Efforts are being made to regulate parking in the city. That means that parking within the city limits will soon come at a cost due to installation of parking meters. Government-appointed Senator Timothy Mangal is eager to see the meters implemented, as he believes that the advantages will not only be for the state but for citizens. On the other hand, opposition-appointed Senator Joachim Henry has some concerns about the parking meters and the impact on the average Joe.
The amendments to the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act have cleared the way for the Castries Constituency Council (CCC) to introduce the required parking regulations within the city of Castries. Senator Timothy Mangal has thrown his full support behind the legislation. He says the parking issue within the city has a significant impact on the conduct of business and even on the lives of the average citizen. He is concerned that people are being driven away from the city center because of parking nightmares.
Persons who may have businesses within the city and persons who may want to occupy certain spots within the city for a lengthy period of time would simply make it their duty to leave their homes very early in the morning and to park their vehicles at a certain location for the entire day. Some of them, recognizing how difficult it is to obtain a parking once you have moved from that area, would actually go and take a bus or hire a secondary vehicle to take them around while they occupy that spot for the entire day. What that has done is to prevent persons who are looking to carry out business within the central business district of Castries the opportunity to be able to afford a parking space and to do so.
Mangal believes the measures to be implemented by the CCC will help regenerate the city of Castries. He foresees the move being advantageous to both the state and the citizens.
Because for once and for all, there will be parking available for persons willing to do business in the city to do so. And I have never seen a piece of legislation where St. Lucians will be required to pay a fee for a service, being so thankful and very happy about parking meters coming into the city because they recognize that there is the need for some form of controlled parking within the city of Castries. The advantages, Madam President, are many. It will also help the Castries Constituency Council to raise much needed revenue for its operations. It will also help the Castries car park in the Conway area. Persons will have then who would not be able to, or persons who carry out business with the city of Castries might then opt for a contractual better arrangement with the Castries car park for them to be able to park their vehicles in that area. It will also help the various businesses itself, Madam President, in better regulating loading and offloading zones within the Castries, within the Central Business District.
It is hoped that the installation of the parking meters will help alleviate traffic congestion, not only in the city of Castries but in the north of the island as well. Opposition-appointed Senator Joachim Henry has some concerns about the legislation. The management of the city, he reminded Parliament, is not just for businesses and business people. He worries that residents of the city may one day have parking meters on their roads. That, he says, would be unfortunate.
The announcement of the death of Grammy-nominated rap artist and black activist Nipsey Hussle took the world by storm. With an outpouring of love and support from fellow celebrities, the legacy of his work and character has saddened the black community in the United States and around the world. St. Lucia is no exception. Former chairman of ICAR, Aaron Alexander, has spoken out on the passing of the rapper and black activist. Solange Alfred reports.
Community leader and rapper Nipsey Hussle was fatally shot down outside of his clothing store in Los Angeles on March 31, 2019. The rapper was scheduled to meet with the Los Angeles Police Commissioner and LAPD chief to have discussions on ways to stop gang violence. The prolific rapper for many years had gathered a following of individuals who were anticipating his work on a documentary focused on the life and trial of a holistic health provider called Dr. Sebi, who claimed to have the cure for a number of viral diseases, including HIV and AIDS. Former chairman of the Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari, Aaron Alexander, notes that just like many other prolific black activists before him, Nipsey too was brutally murdered.
Whenever people stand up for truth and justice and truth and right, they will always be victims of this kind of assassination things going on. We saw it happen with many before us: Martin Luther King, Steve Biko, Malcolm X. All these leaders were assassinated. And it is a situation whereby sometimes if they don't assassinate you, they try to strangle your movements. For example, even right here in St. Lucia, we've had this Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari for quite some time, and the limited resources and the support is just not there from a governmental point of view, because these are not things that they want people to be educated about. The politicians have a policy in keeping the people ignorant for their own political benefit.
Alexander went on to add that recognition must be given to those political pundits that have taken a stance and recognized black men of greatness.
I must always, give thanks and single out leaders like the Honorable Stephenson King. At the time of his prime ministership, he was very helpful to the council and ensuring that some of our black leaders were acknowledged, men like Marcus Garvey, etc. But this government presently, my heart is heavy with this government as far as these things are concerned.
According to Alexander, the systematic dumbing down of members of society serves to enhance the political power on either side of the divide.
Politicians believe, even black politicians themselves, believe that if they empower the people, it'll turn out to be detrimental to them, because the people will be too awakened and too enlightened, and the people will not accept mediocrity, and people will not accept stupidity. So on that level, it is in their interest to keep the people ignorant. But I just hope and pray one day we St. Lucians, we will rise above these political things, rise above the red and rise above the yellow, put our country first, and realize if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, it's not good, regardless of who's in office. And we should always remain objective in these issues. And if we are to do that as a nation, I think it would be good for our small development state at St. Lucia.
Meanwhile, during a vigil for the slain rapper, at least 2 individuals were critically injured when chaos broke out after what attendees suspected to be shots fired. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you very much, Solange. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Stay with us. We'll be right back.